Welcome to Dumb Guys Talk About Fantasy Baseball. Today we are going to talk about middle infield sleepers. Yes, got that out.
Got it. And we just, some leagues have shortstop and second base plus a middle infield spot, so you need to know about quite a few of them.
Right. And we got a big list here, but before we talk about that, subscribe to the channel, click that little button down there, give us a thumbs up, leave a comment. We like to have conversations, all that good stuff. We're putting out a minimum of 2 videos a week.
Yes. And we're talking about, are any of you guys interested in some softball videos?
Right.
We're both going to be on a team this year. It's something I've done for years, and I know maybe a lot of fantasy baseball players might also play some men's softball.
Yeah.
So if you're interested, let us know, and maybe we'll get into some videos, maybe some bat reviews,
some
product
vlogs,
reviews,
some hitting tips.
Maybe we'll GoPro some games, that sort of thing.
That'll be fun.
So let us know if you're interested in that.
And Heath also does Brazilian in America.
Yes, I've been sitting on one to edit for like 3 weeks, so I should try to do that tomorrow.
Are they still celebrating down there?
No, the carnival's over.
Carnival's over, so you're ready to go.
I'm ready to go.
All right. Okay, well, enough of that. Let's get into the middle infielder sleepers. Heath, let's take us away.
All right, the first guy I've got is Marcus Semien. He's the A's shortstop. He spent a lot of time injured last year. When he was in, he was pretty good. He's one of those guys he has power and speed. He just has not had a good batting average year yet. And I think he can start to develop that. The A's lineup looks pretty good to me. They just signed Jonathan Lucroy today.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I think this guy he's going 218 in Yahoo. So way down there, filling the shortstop spot with a potential 2020 guy. I think that's great value.
I like him. I liked him last year. He was a sleeper because of what he did the year before. Unfortunately, he did get hurt. I think he was good, though, in the time that he played.
Yeah.
So I think he's a great option. Okay. My first guy, obviously, I started with a Yankee. They just signed him a couple weeks ago. Brandon Drury. Drury? Is it Drury?
Drury.
I think it's Jury.
Oh.
I don't know. They were making puns like the judge and jury thing.
Oh, so judge and jury on the same team?
Judge and jury, yeah. So Jury, 16 and 13 home runs past 2 years in just 134, 135 games. Near 800 OPS, 260 plus batting average. I think he hit two. A couple years ago, he's a little bit better. He hit a little more home runs, had a little bit higher batting average, like 287. But I think, being tucked into that Yankees lineup, he's got the possibility, score a lot of runs, maybe have some more RBI opportunities, and who knows, maybe being around all those great hitters improves him. So I think he is a good option, and he's going pretty deep in the draft.
Yeah, I mean, it's a guy that will get an opportunity in a good lineup.
Yeah.
Him and I forgot the other guy the Yankees are going to give a chance to, but
Gleyber Torres.
Yes. I think they're going to get an opportunity. If he can prove himself, he might be on the team the whole year.
I think they've got Jury playing third base.
Yes. Third, and then Gleyber second.
He's third base and second base eligible, I believe. And Gleyber is second base.
Nice.
So yeah.
All right. So my next guy is another young guy, Ozzy Albies. He's on the Braves. He's second base eligible. He's going 146 Yahoo. I just took him in an ESPN draft when I let all the high second basemen go. He's having a great spring, hitting over 300, stealing bases. He had a lot of Francisco Lindor comparisons coming up. They're saying his minor league arc looks very similar. So if you get a Francisco Lindor quality season out of 146, the 146 pick, you're doing great.
It's a lot of value.
It is a lot of value. So I've got him in my ESPN league. I'm hoping he breaks through, and I'm liking what I see from spring training so far as well.
I saw you pick him in the ESPN league, and I don't know a lot about him, so I think I'm going to have to go look him up.
Yeah.
But second baseman?
Second baseman.
Who's he play for?
Braves.
Braves, yes, that's right. Okay, next guy I got, he's a guy that had a lot of hype in the past, but you haven't heard about him a lot, and that's Asdrubal Cabrera. 23 home runs before last year. Year before last, I meant. He's shortstop, second base, third base eligible. This guy plays for the Mets, right?
Yeah.
And I think everybody on the Mets kind of seemed to get hurt all at the same time. They always seem to be hurt.
Yeah.
But I think if they pull it together, they're talking about the rotation coming together. There are a lot of good guys that are healthy there. And I've got Asdrubal Cabrera on my list here as a possible, guy who could step up. The other guy who I considered putting on this list as well is the other guy that plays shortstop, Reyes.
No.
You know, these are guys that can get you some stolen bases, can hit some home runs, you know, things like that.
Yeah. I do think the Mets are going to be a little bit less injured than last year. How can they get worse?
Right.
I've been taking Cespedes quite a bit in draft just because I believe that Mets lineup will improve. So we'll see.
I like Cespedes.
Yeah, how overall these guys do.
Yeah.
All right, I think it's my turn. And I've got a stolen base guy next. It's Jose Peraza on the Reds. They let Zach Kozar go. So this guy's got a full-time shortstop job now. He's going 244 on Yahoo. So end of your drafts, you can pick him up. And I've heard a lot of people say they're passing on home runs early because of how hard it is to get stolen bases later. I think right here is a guy you can get stolen bases later. He had 24 last year, and they consider that kind of a disappointment. I think he's going to play more full-time, improve his contact rate, because that's another thing. His batting average was lower than was expected. But this guy's had some 60 stolen base seasons in the minors, and in the minors they only play about 120 game seasons. So you might get like an infielder Billy Hamilton out of this.
Yeah.
Way late, 244.
I told you earlier that I had Peraza on my list, but I don't, and it's because I was going to put him on my list, and I knew that you were going to put him on yours, so I left him off.
All right.
But I agree with you. I think he's a great pickup late. I think he's got a lot more overall skills that he brings to the table.
Yeah, I think he could be a better contact hitter than Billy Hamilton,
Yeah.
but give you that type of stolen bases.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Next guy on my list, Starlin Castro.
Oh.
This guy, second base eligible, had a really nice bounce back year when he moved to the Yankees. He was hurt a little bit last year, and so it affected his stats, but he still hit 16 home runs in just 112 games. I think he was 20-something home runs the year before that. They did ship him off to the Marlins, and that might hurt his home runs, and I think he already wants to get out of there, so who knows. But I think this is a guy who had a few down years with the Cubs, right?
Yeah. But
went over to the Yankees, and he was kind of revitalized, and so I think he's still young, so I think this guy's got an opportunity to be a nice little sleeper for you.
Yeah, actually, I was looking at him. He didn't quite make my top 10 list, but he had a 20-plus home run season in 2016. 2017 was 16, and he missed some time with injury. And one of the reasons he didn't quite make my list was kind of seeing if he can still hit home runs in the Marlins park.
Yeah,
right. I think that might be kind of his downfall, but there's a few decent tools still left in the Marlins lineup, like Cameron Maybin, J2 Real Muto, that are still there, that he can maybe drive them in, get some RBIs. So we'll see how it goes, but yeah, he was definitely a guy I considered adding to my list.
Yeah.
All right, where did I leave off? I got Orlando Arcia, the shortstop for the Brewers. It looks like I neglected to put his average draft pick here, but he's a very young guy. In his first full season last year, he had 15 home runs, 277 batting average, and 731 OPS. He was always considered a top prospect. Looking at the minors, his home runs weren't as high as the 15 he had last year in the minors, but he had some 30 stolen base seasons. It's kind of odd right now, this trend in the majors where guys are hitting more home runs in majors than they did in the minors.
Yeah.
It seems to be kind of a fairly common thing. People say maybe it's the baseballs. And also this guy's only about super young. I think he's about 22. So sometimes, like those minor league seasons, he was 19. So maybe he didn't have that home run strength.
Yeah, that's
maybe
the thing. I mean, they're young. They're still coming into their own. They're still building strength. I think that plays into it.
Yeah, and I think this guy, the Brewers lineup's going to be good. This guy might be batting like 8th, though, because, they added Yelich, they added Kane, they already had Braun and Domingo Santana. So they've got a good lineup, and this guy, I think, will kind of fit in there nicely, but without a lot of pressure on him.
Yeah.
He'd be young.
Well, there's nothing wrong with batting 8th in a really good lineup because you're going to get opportunities to score runs. You're going to get opportunities to drive guys in because those guys ahead of you are getting on base.
Yeah, you might get intentionally walked by the pitcher, get a chance to steal a base, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Okay. I think you might have skipped a guy. I don't know because I'm only on 4.
I just did number 5.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Did I misnumber my guys?
No, you missed.
1, 2, 3. Owings.
Yeah, you missed Owens. We'll get back to him.
I'll get back to Owings.
Okay, my turn.
Let me highlight him.
My turn.
Okay.
Salty Bear coming out.
Yes.
All right, next guy on my list. This is a guy that everybody knows, Troy Tulowitzki. Known for just being, injury prone. He has been for about the last 3 seasons. But the last time he did play regularly, this guy batted .340, had a 1035 OPS. That was just 3 years ago. Hit 26 or 24 home runs in 2016. Here's the thing: if this guy can stay on the field, I think he's still got enough talent to bring you some decent numbers. That's the only thing is he's got to stay on the field.
Yeah.
But if you pick him up where he's going, which is basically he's undrafted, and you stick him on your bench or watch your waiver wires, and if you need to pick a guy up and he's playing, pick this guy up.
Yeah, he might be the type of guy that he spends time on your disabled list, but I think he missed some spring games already with a foot injury. So
yeah, he does have a foot injury. I don't think he's going to be in the lineup on opening day, but he is rehabbing. He is coming back. He had some bone spurs, I think.
No, okay. So yeah, a guy to maybe put in for hot streaks, that sort of thing. All right. So the guy I skipped, Chris Owings. He's a shortstop eligible. He played several positions. He's on the Diamondbacks. He's going 300 at Yahoo. I think this is going to be like that super utility guy on your bench. Because I don't think he has the starting spot right now at shortstop. He's supposed to be kind of that Marwin Gonzalez style type player to where he's playing all over the place. But what I like out of his numbers is the flexibility. He steals some bases. He plays tons of positions. He's got that doubles and triples type power, so he might help you in batting average and OPS leagues. The one down thing is on base percentage is only 299 last year because he wasn't walking very much. Yeah. So hopefully he works on that. But to clear down at 300, he could, because if I look here, he covered second base, right field, and shortstop. So he could potentially
got some versatility.
He has very good versatility, and those guys are nice to have sometimes.
Yeah, I eyed him. The only thing is he's in Arizona. Arizona has taken a hit in their lineup with losing J.D. Martinez, and then they got the Humidor that's coming in, so who knows what that's going to do. Not that he's a power guy or anything, but could take some pop out of his bat.
Yeah, the Humidor was going to be a very interesting thing to see the effect it has.
Right, we'll see what happens. Okay, good choice. Next guy on my list, Cesar Hernandez, second base for the Phillies. I think the Phillies are an improving team, right? They're putting some bats in their lineup. They got Santana over there. Yeah. And I think they're still waiting for a few guys to come around, right? But this guy, 85 runs last year in just 128 games, can steal about 15-plus bases with a decent OPS. And I think that's kind of nice. It's a nice little balance. You're not taking a huge hit in OPS. You're getting some runs. You're getting some stolen bases. And you're getting them super deep. So I think he's a good option to fill a second base or just be your bench second baseman just in case something happens to your second baseman. Yeah,
I mean, 2 straight years of batting in the 290s. That's look at your rules, see if you're on base percentage or a batting average league, something like that. Yeah, and a little bit of stolen base ability. So yeah, good option there. All right, now let's see. I'm on number 6 now.
I think you're good.
Okay. Yep. So Tim Beckham, he played shortstop and third base for the Orioles. I talked about him already in our picks for ranked 250 and over a little bit, but Machado's going to move to short. This guy's supposed to play second base all the time. He was taken first overall in the amateur draft in his league, and he's always been considered a top talent. And he had 20-plus home runs last year. He's had 20-plus stolen base seasons in the minors. I don't know how much the Orioles will let him run just because I think their team leader had 9 stolen bases last year. But this guy could steal more than that. And I think you're going to get a great value clear down at rank 276.
Yeah, so absolutely. Yeah, that's another guy I was going to put on my list, and I knew you would put him on yours, so I didn't. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I know you like him. Obviously, this is the second or third time you've talked about him, so good.
Yeah, watch our other videos.
Yeah, right, absolutely. Okay, next guy on my list, another guy we've all heard of, Addison Russell, shortstop for the Cubbies. He's just a year removed from 21 home runs and 95 RBIs. He only played 110 games last year due to injury, but still hit 12 home runs. He's only 24 years old. A lot of hype about this guy. We're still waiting for him to break out. And I think that's the thing here. I think he's got a lot of pressure because there's a lot of guys on the Cubs who could step in and play shortstop, right? Yeah. So if he doesn't step up, he could be gone.
Yeah, because I think him and Javier Baez are up against a wall because there's parts of their development they're just not getting past. I think the Cubs coach said Javier Baez needs to improve his strikeouts to walk rate to get more playing time than he's getting. Ian Happ is tearing it up in spring training.
Yeah, he is.
So there might be a movement somewhere. The Cubs might need to make a trade to get all these guys playing.
But Happ's playing second base, though, right?
Happ, he's second base eligible. They're playing. He can play kind of short, second, but they're trying to put him in center field a lot right now just to get his bat in the lineup.
Right.
Javier Baez could compete with Russell, and that's the thing. Russell just needs to live up to that potential he's had.
Yeah.
And maybe this is that year.
Yeah. Well, and I think what he did a couple of years ago, I think that shows that he's got the ability. I mean, 21 home runs and 95 RBIs is decent.
All right, onward. I've got a giant. I got Joe Panik here at second base. Now, this guy is not jumping off the page in fantasy because he hasn't had a lot of home runs and he doesn't steal bases. But what I think he could do is really help you out in a batting average league. He could also hit a lot of doubles and triples. And another thing is he could be have him on your team, put him in when the Giants are on the road. Look at his home and away splits. He had all 10 of his home runs were on the road and an 878 OPS on the road. And his OPS was only in the 600s at home with 0 home runs. So that's the type of thing to where you have him, you got that extra corner infield spot or extra utility spot. You take him off your bench, you put him in when the Giants are down a road trip.
Yeah.
But also the Giants have been batting him leadoff during spring training, which could mean a lot more runs scored than he's got in the past.
I looked at him as well, and I looked at that home away split, and I thought, man, that is really bad, and that's why I didn't put him on my list.
Yeah, there's talk that he'd be part of the Giancarlo Stanton trade if the Giants got him.
Yeah.
And they're talking about how good he might be playing somewhere else, although the Marlins ballpark isn't much better than the Giants.
Yeah,
but if he's like at the Astros or something like that, he might really be good.
Yeah,
but
be interesting to see.
Yeah.
I know there was a lot of hype about him a couple of years ago as well, coming up with the Giants.
Yeah, he was a second or third in Rookie of the Year voting his rookie year.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Okay, next guy on my list. This is a guy I mentioned before, and that's Jonathan Villar. Had a bad year last year. I had him on my team. I think I drafted him in the 5th round or something. I mean, he just totally busted on me. But what I kind of look at with his stats is he never really had a full regular playing time, full season until the year before last, where he was really good. And so perhaps last year was kind of like his sophomore slump. So maybe he comes back, he pulls it all together, and he has a better season. He's probably not going to be 2016 good, but maybe he comes back. I think he still stole 30 bases last year. So that's something that you can take away with him, and perhaps he turns out 15 home runs and a decent batting average like he did the year before.
Yeah, actually, that's interesting. He's my number 8, so I can go right into him.
Look at that.
So yeah, he's 187 on Yahoo, so pretty far down. It looks like he's going to be the full-time second baseman for the Brewers, and we already talked about the Brewers lineup with the shortstop we talked about.
Yep.
And this is another guy to where stolen bases late.
Yep, stolen bases late.
If you took the Arenado early, you didn't get the stolen bases early, you could go for guys like this to in your categories leagues and get those stolen bases. And what I put is like you hope 27 was a rock bottom and that he throws back to 2016. And I think you get a little bit of that and you'll get some stolen bases out of it.
The thing that I noticed is like the years leading up to 2016, he maybe had 300, 350 at bats at most. Something like that. So never really a full season until 2016.
Yeah.
And he earned that full season. Unfortunately, what happened last year happened. I don't know. Maybe it was injury related. Who knows?
Yeah.
But we'll hope to see him bounce back. Okay, I guess it's my turn then.
Yeah.
Next guy on my list is Austin Barnes. So he doesn't get a lot of playing time right now, but he had nearly a 900 OPS when he played last year. And what I really like about him, he plays for the Dodgers. That's not what I really like about him, but he plays for the Dodgers. And he is second base and catcher eligible. And he will be battling for the catcher position with Grandal. So I think he's actually just got a lot of value with that versatility where you can slot a catcher into second base or the other way around. You don't have to have 2 backups. You'd have just one for both catcher and second base.
Yeah, it's kind of an anomaly for catcher because it's more of a contact and maybe even a few stolen bases type guy, where most catchers are those swing for the fences because their knees are torn up from squatting all the time. And I think of that platoon of the 2 catchers, he's probably the most talented actual catcher of the future. It's just the Braves or the Dodgers couldn't find a trade partner for Grandal. So they're probably going to be kind of platooning. But I did look at that, how he's second base eligible, just because the Dodgers tried to get his batting lineup a lot. And Barnes actually played more in the playoffs last year.
Yeah. So one thing that I'll point out as well, even though it's still early in spring, Grandal is off to a pretty terrible start. So maybe that means more playing time for Barnes.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. All right, my next guy. This is Jason Kipnis. Second, he's base, of course, and he's 176 on Yahoo. He played some center field last year, so he's got some outfield eligibility as well. And of course, he's not really a sleeper that you've never heard of. I'm viewing this guy as more of an undervalued going into this season because of the time he missed last year.
Yep.
But he is one of the hottest guys in spring right now.
He's tearing it up.
He's really tearing it up. And the Indians, I think, overall will have a nice lineup. And I think this guy is getting into that area to where he's maybe moving away from stolen bases more towards a home run guy. Although last year he had a decent amount of stolen bases for the amount of at-bats. The year before he had about 17 steals. So he might still get you some steals, but I think it's more the 25 home runs and a good batting average type guy.
Yeah. Now, he came back from his injury at the end of last year, right?
Yeah.
He tried to come back. Because I thought that he had a possibility of making an impact at the end of the season last year. So I think I swooped him up, put him on my bench for a while. It didn't happen, but now he's had all winter. He's got spring. He's looking really good in spring.
Yeah, he is.
And he could be one of those. He could be the reason why I don't take Altuve as if I need another one.
Yeah, there are definitely some options.
Yeah. Okay, next guy on my list is Eduardo Nunez.
Oh.
This guy played for the Yankees and the Giants.
Yeah, he did.
Look at that. Very versatile, though. He's eligible for second, third, short, outfield. Good batting average in OPS last year. 40 stolen bases, followed by 24 stolen bases the last two seasons. He hit 8 home runs in just 38 games with Boston last year.
Yeah.
That's a lot of home runs. He is going to be their starting second baseman with Pedroia hurt. So he's going to get a lot of playing time in the beginning of the year. I don't know when Pedroia's scheduled to come back, but it's going to be a more potent lineup. He's going to be in the middle of it. He can steal some bases. He can move around, and he's got a little pop. So I think this guy's got a lot of opportunity to be effective.
Yeah, I think the Red Sox are going to try and play him as much as he can. I remember last year he was one of the best Giants for contact hitting up until they traded him at the trade deadline. I think he's hitting about 308. Then he went to the Red Sox and got even hotter.
Yes.
Some versatility there. And definitely to start the season, it's starting all the time. But we'll see what happens when Pedroia comes back. If they get Rafael Devers who knows? He might spell Devers some at third, second base. I think he can play some left field too. So he's going to be all over the place.
Yeah. And I mean, Pedroia's been hurt a lot lately. So who knows what happens there?
Yeah, definitely. All right, is it my turn?
It is your turn.
My last guy, and that's Jed Lowrie. He's a second baseman. He's ranked 327 on Yahoo. Now, I know late people say pick up young for the upside. This guy is 33. I think he's going into 34. So it doesn't fit that mold, but he's an overlooked guy. Last year he had 49 doubles. Now, did you know that? That's a lot.
That's a lot of doubles.
Yeah, 49 doubles, 84 runs scored, and 808 OPS. Clear down at rank 327.
Plays for the A's. That's why
nobody
hears about him.
And I think the A's lineup is very much so improved. We already mentioned that.
Well, they got a couple young guys.
Yeah,
they've got Luke Roy now.
They got Luke Roy. Yeah, they got Matt Olson, who's that huge upside. They got the third baseman Chapman. They got Chris Davis. So there's a lot of home runs there, and I think this guy's going to be in the middle, hitting the gaps, running the bases, having a high OPS, and scoring a lot of runs.
Yeah.
So I'd say take note of this guy. You might even go and draft it in your league and have him ready to fill in at second base, because that's the big thing is when something happens like your second baseman gets hurt. Like what do you do at that point? And this is one of those guys to keep an eye on.
And that's the thing. I mean, everybody during the year goes down for a little while, even if it's just a few games where they got a sprain or whatever it is, a bruise, and they don't play for a couple days. So it's nice to have these guys that we're talking about to just be able to put in your lineup so you don't go with zeros.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. Okay, last guy on my list is Eduardo Escobar. And this is another guy who has a lot of versatility, can play second, third, and shortstop. So backs up all those positions. 21 home runs last year for the Twins. Right? That's a lot of home runs for a shortstop or a second baseman.
Yeah.
Twins are improving. Their lineup was pretty good last year, and I think there's a lot of talk about them just getting really good.
They got a lot of young talent.
A lot of young talent. So this guy's got a lot of potential here. Could score you a lot of runs. Obviously, he's got some pop, got some versatility. I think he's a good option to stick on your bench to back you up.
Yeah, I am high on the Twins. I've been taking Bruxton and Barrios a lot. So, because I think that team's improving. So we'll see where they go with that this year.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. All right, that's our middle infield sleepers.
Yeah, right? Another video down. Stick with us. Stick with us through the whole season. I just put up a video last week about how the mistake fantasy owners make so much of just stopping to pay attention after the draft's over.
Yeah, and we see it. Yeah. We see our viewership drop off the face of the earth at the start of the season, but don't do that because we're going to be doing more videos. We're going to be doing our waiver wire videos. We're going to do some hot and cold videos, some injury update videos. We're going to do a lot during the season that's going to help you continue to win your league. Because I know drafting is fun, but you can't just stop there.
Yeah, and another thing is I've got the day off for opening day, March 29th. I'm going to be sitting by my computer watching games. So if you guys comment on videos, talk to me. I'm going to be there talking to you about opening day. So that'll be a lot of fun. And I might film a lot of it and just talk about how, because I cut the cord and I've got Sling now and some streaming services to watch games on. So I'll be letting you guys know how that goes.
Didn't you talk about maybe doing a live stream?
I might just kind of record it and put up like an opening day little vlog thing.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll be there. So talk to me that day. Talk to me about how your team did the first day.
Nice. And we've had a lot of good comments, a lot of good suggestions. Definitely, I am putting those in the old noggin here, and I'm spinning them around, trying to figure out what other videos we could do, what else we could bring you. We just did a few fantasy leagues with some of you guys, and we really have fun doing that, and maybe we'll do some more, so just keep it coming.
Yeah, and we're going to record the draft recap now, so on to that.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Ciao, guys.